All right, guys, here we go. We're back. We're in the studio this time around, and we are having a great day. It is a beautiful one, sunshine, and 33 right now in Barrie. Anyway, lots of fun over at Preston's. We thank the team for having us over there this morning, broadcasting live. Right now, we've got PAINE Mountain Pest Control that is sitting right next to me. It was fascinating just chatting with you boys off the air just a few minutes ago about what it is that you do, which is really, really cool stuff. Thank you so much for coming in here, man.
For having us.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. So what is it that pest control people do? I mean, are we talking just like insects?
Oh, it's insects, rodents, a little bit of wildlife, prevent anything from entering your house. Your house is a pretty important structure.
Right. And look how much damage can be done. I'm sure you guys have seen some pretty remarkable damage.
Oh, absolutely.
That insects can do.
Absolutely. I've seen people replacing walls.
Yeah.
Door casings, window casings,
Right.
Pretty much quite a bit of damage can be caused, especially from, the carpenter ants, which is, that's coming up, too, this time of year.
Yeah, tis the season. So we do have a season for carpenter ants, huh?
Yes, we do.
What's that? Is that like June or a little sooner?
June-ish, May. May when when that snow's gone, the temperature's staying up there, above 60 and stuff.
Yeah.
Everything's waking up. They're going to come to life. They, a lot of people say, insects die. No, they don't.
Yeah.
If they did, we wouldn't be in business.
Yeah, right.
Right.
And
typically when the temperatures are up there, come May, June, they're gonna be really active.
Scott, tell me about clusterflies, because I need to learn about this kind of stuff. I have to learn about this. I have an old farmhouse. They get under the clapboards. They're just such a pain in the ass.
That's just something we deal with here. I mean, he'll probably know more of the technical side. He has all the experience in the world. I'm more of just like the billing, the scheduling, doing all the paperwork kind of stuff in the background.
Wow.
I'll help him big jobs, like if we have a huge condo association, and I can be there with him, helping him and stuff. But I'm kind of more in the background. But yeah, it's just a nuisance. Come out in the spring, they just want to be on the warm side of the building, trying to. And
they'll breed in there, right? When they get into some of those.
Typically they'll breed on the earthworms.
Isn't that amazing?
It's like if you said you have a farmhouse.
Yeah, an old farmhouse.
You got fields on both sides of your place. Yeah,
sure.
They're out there, and they're going to wake up. I mean, in the house, they probably overwintered in your house, so you probably see them a lot in the wintertime.
Yeah.
When it's cold outside and you turn that heat up.
Yeah.
They're probably all over the place.
Yeah, they start moving around.
Yeah. So typically in the fall. And we do a lot of service in the spring service. Those people only want the exterior done in the spring and fall. It's a good time to hit those, especially with clusterflies, the lady beetles, the imitation lady beetles.
Yes.
And that want to come in and overwinter in your house.
Right.
So it's good to get a whole full exterior service done.
So what is that like? What are we using chemicals that are safe?
It's definitely safe. It's a liquid concentrate. It's got a pretty good residual to it. That's why there's a time frame in the fall to do that, so that residual lasts into the cold. When it starts cold, then temperatures are dropping, because once those temperatures drop, the outside temperature is cooler than the inside temperature.
Right.
They're not coming back out, and they're going, and this prevents them from coming in.
Wow. And, Scott, you had a great point that prevention is the name of the game. Just to stay on top of this and be proactive. Don't wait until...
It's hard, because once they're in, we can't go inside and spray everything everywhere.
And that was a question that I had for you. Can you come into my house and just bomb the whole house? We head out for the weekend and you guys just hit the inside of the house. Can't do it.
No.
Yeah. But if you stay on top of it, and you're proactive, and you make this part of your
I mean, we could go in, if it's already a problem, we can go in and make a big difference, but the best way, stay ahead of it. Don't let it, once it started, it's hard to rein in once it's rolling.
Sure. yeah, being preventative and making this part of your regimen, your routine. Every year you get the
You go plant new flowers.
you plant new flowers.
Right.
Call the bug guy to spray your house. It's
Exactly.
It's a routine.
You get the
Well-
chimney sweep in. Make this part of your routine.
Right, and we do offer monthly, every other month, quarterly service. Twice a year services.
Wow.
And the every other month service is just a maintenance program.
That's right.
It's like getting your oil changed in your car every other
Sure.
month.
Right.
Every 2,500 miles, 5,000 miles,
Yeah.
whatever. It could be 10,000 miles now. I don't know.
Right. We Sherilyn has has arachnophobia and just
Oh, so I bought some samples for her.
come on.
I would have liked it.
Well, listen. I mean, this is bad. I mean, this is really bad. And we've got the spider problem at our house. And every year, especially on those, we get into like August, September, the spiders.
Yep.
And I don't know what the hell they are, what they're called, but they're huge. And they're all up on the eaves, and they lower down, and we see, and
Those big old gray spiders,
Yes.
the size of a softball.
Yes.
If you knock them down, you can hear them hit the ground.
Small truck.
Yeah.
What are those? Are those just barn spiders?
Barn spiders. I mean, there's a word for them, but it's I could probably not pronounce it. And there's probably 30 letters in this one word.
Yes.
To
Forget it.
for the name of it. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Please don't ask me.
Yeah, just kill them.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, my God. I mean, and we hear the argument. Oh my God, leave the spiders alone. They kill the flies. They're good for the flies.
Yeah, they're beneficial until they grow down the back of your shirt.
Or lower down.
Or
from,
that too.
From the chandelier.
That's really scary.
While you're having dinner.
That's freaky.
I had to go to the hospital. I had
Come on.
I thought I had
Yeah, man. Are
you shitting me?
staph infection because I had a spot on the inside of my arm.
You're not joking.
I went in. I was like, I go to the gym all the time. I was like, I don't know, do I got staph? And it ended up just being a spider bite.
How painful was it?
It wasn't painful. I just noticed it was like a red spot, and I was like, oh shit, I got staph.
Did they have to like lance it?
No, they just gave me some steroid cream, and
But you're all right.
oh yeah, it's good to go.
A lot of people will react different to spider bites.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you can.
Everybody's
I
body,
was-
everybody's body chemistry.
I was
a
dead
little
set
different.
that I had staph infection. This is gonna be a goddamn shit show.
Oh my God! Really? But oh my God! Listen to him, Jesus. So spiders. Obviously, we spray the out. You guys get up under the eaves there, spray the house.
Is it
Bees.
the same stuff for clusterflies?
Yes.
It's the same treatment.
Same stuff for clusterflies.
If you do clusterfly treatment, the spiders are
It
gonna go away
covers,
too.
if you do a cluster, you're talking about wasps, especially in the spring.
Yeah.
You don't want them wasps.
Right.
Or any bees building, their nests under your eaves. And it's got to be right in that peak, or
Yes.
under your porch or under your deck or something like that is where the bees are going to build their nest.
Right.
And this product will prevent that from happening too.
Yeah.
If you're on a maintenance program, we're there either every other month or
Right.
monthly.
Right. So especially for someone who's allergic to bees. I mean,
absolutely.
This is something where they should have you in there, regularly to make
Yeah.
sure, because bees and wasps. My God, I mean, wasps especially. It seemed like last summer it was just out of hand.
Yeah, actually, we did get a lot
We
of
did.
calls.
We'd
about
have
them.
quite a
Did
few
you?
calls.
What about the biggest pest of them all, mosquitoes?
Mosquitoes. We do offer a mosquito service.
What's that like?
It's a monthly service. We do the perimeter of your yard, depending on what you have for trees in your yard, where they're hanging out. Because the mosquitoes they hang out under the leaves during the day. It's all sunny out.
That was one of my questions: is where do they go during the day when it's so hot, and then all of a
The
sudden,
tree line.
Tree lines,
Really?
the underside of the leaves is where they're going to be hanging out during the day, and when the sun goes down, obviously, because if they come out, they're kind of transparent, so they'll just burn up in the sun.
right?
So when the sun goes down, it's all cool, and that's when they come out.
I always wondered about that.
So the service
Always.
is, we go into your property, spray the perimeter of your yard up under all the leaves of the trees. And,
That's amazing.
Depending on what's on your property. No fruit-bearing trees, obviously, but
Yeah. And significant impact?
yes,
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
absolutely, yes.
Well, it's like what we use. It's almost like a leaf blower backpack thing, but it's got like a tank on top.
I saw the picture of that on your Facebook page.
Yeah, and it throws out just a mist, and that thing will shoot
You know,
10,
go-
12 feet.
Go 15, 20 feet into to the wood line, depending on what your property is like. Wood line. I mean, if you have any ponds with stagnant water in there,
Yeah.
probably not much.
Or
we're gonna be able to do
tires
for
laying
that.
around your property with water and any kind of stagnant water anywhere.
Right.
Breeding
You
area.
know, if you got an old tire laying around, that's bird bass.
Yeah. Right.
Anything, you know, got a wheelbarrow. It's up. You know, when it's gathering
Yes.
water.
Yes.
It just sits there, and those mosquitoes will breed anywhere around your property. Anything, a thimble of water, they'll be breeding in.
So maybe not a fair question of how much this costs, but I mean, can you give us like just a rough idea? You know, just a basic, 1 acre lot.
We're probably looking at $100 a service.
Okay,
You know, give or take. You know, go out. And it depends on the size of the property. You know,
sure.
a lot of it's time
Yeah,
and how long we're going to be there.
yeah. But
And a lot of that the homeowners can do themselves too. To help. Like
Yeah.
I said, emptying any stagnant water, any water that's gathering around, pooling water.
yeah, we
around the
see
house.
there's a real market for mosquitoes, and just like we got the propane heaters, we got this and that, we got all these,
Absolutely. If you have a
Different
grill, you know
things.
how you have a grill on your back deck.
yeah,
That's going to attract.
I think a lot of people get scared to like call us, thinking we're going to be crazy money.
misconception.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Where you can go buy the wristband for $4
Yes.
at Tractor Supply or Walmart or wherever.
Right.
Like, oh, pest control, Jesus, we can't afford that. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and I've had the wrist thing there. It didn't work for shit, but anyway, at least
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
Yeah. at
Oh, or
least-
those, even the candles. You buy a $15
$16?
candle, $20 candle, whatever.
Yeah, right.
Put up little tiki lights, but
Sure.
I don't know. I just think, from my perspective, it's like, I think a lot of people think we're way more expensive
Yeah.
than it really is.
Right. And it could make a huge difference in your enjoyment of the outdoors.
Oh, absolutely.
And we've had nights where just Cheryl and Lily they can't
Sit out.
They can't deal with it. Yeah.
And in Vermont, there's not that long of a window of hanging out outside.
Exactly.
That's true.
Exactly. And you don't always have to be in the screen house. And
No, you don't want to be. You don't want to be. In the screen house. And go outside and you're smacking yourself. In the head all the time.
yeah, and I've done plenty of that.
Black and blowing yourself up because you're trying to hit a mosquito.
Right.
Or
Or-
somebody's taking care of it for you and just really wants to hit you.
Or dump all this shit on top of you that smells horrible, and the long sleeve shirts and everything.
And
Yeah,
you sweat and it's leaking in your
Oh,
eyes. It's
yeah,
terrible.
It's horrible. It's horrible. My God. So we talked about carpenter ants, which are, I think you referred to them as the termites.
They're termite of the north.
of the north.
Pretty much. They will destroy your home.
Isn't that amazing? My God. You guys attack that again. Exterior, you go in.
Hey Siri, and inspection really helps because it could be a colony in your house, or they call it a satellite colony. There's a colony somewhere, somewhere around your house. There's a colony.
Wow.
And a satellite colony is probably what's in your house if it's in there. I mean, I've seen some situations where there's no colony. They just happen to find your house and you caught them at the right time.
Yeah. So April and May is high tide for carpenter
April, May,
ants.
June.
What about crickets?
Crickets. That's part of your. I don't know. Crickets are like a year-round thing. A summer thing. They will, slow down in the winter. There's really not much going on in the winter. That's
Ladybugs. I've had them in my house. They're everywhere.
inside.
Yeah.
Same treatment as Clusterfly.
I
Okay.
think most of these are like this one treatment. We try to do like the Carpenter Ants and the
Yeah.
Clusterflies as like a
Package.
get it done in the spring.
Yes.
You don't got to worry about much after that.
Right.
Really, it's going to cover ladybugs, spiders.
In the products we use between the granular and the liquid application, I mean, we're talking, it was going to cover probably up to like 70 different pests.
Oh my God. Wow.
Other than the rodents. And then a lot of people ask me, what are you going to spray for mice? I'm like, nothing. Sorry.
Yeah. What do you guys do do we do anything for mice?
We do exclusion work.
Rats?
Rats, oh yeah. A lot of, well, I mean, it's in the source. A lot of times it's just, as far as the rats go, seeing some places where it's just sanitation issues,
Yeah.
you know, and once they get out of control, it's kind of hard to get them under control. It takes a little bit of time.
Sure.
I mean, it's not impossible.
And we live, our backyard is right on a river. So I mean, you got that going too.
Right. I mean, a lot of like a lot of programs that we have, or preventative maintenance programs, covers rodents, and insects. And if there's something in your house, we'll try to find where their access points are.
Now, do you get the question of, hey, we might have some squirrels living up in the attic. We might have some rats living in the wall making a nest. We want you to kill them, but we've got some beloved cats or dogs in the house. They roam a little bit. We don't want them getting any of the bait. We want to make sure our domestic animals are all right. Do you get those questions?
We do, a lot.
Okay.
We get a lot, and we handle that in a way because we're not going to do anything to harm any. And if we do use bait, which we don't typically do around residential homes, just because there's that fear.
Sure, of course.
You love your cat, your dog.
Yeah.
And you don't want them getting into the bait, which we wouldn't. I mean,
little
absolutely
playing
not.
with it. Like,
Yeah,
what's
little
this?
kids.
Like,
Yeah, right.
We don't want that.
But the stations we use are tamper resistant, for no pets or cats can get into these boxes.
Only we have a key
They're
for it.
locked.
Yeah.
They're locked and they're anchored with it's like a patio block.
Sure.
It's enough weight, so I guess they determine like a 5-year-old kid can't pick it up.
Yeah. Wow.
And move it around, and play with it. And can't get the bait out. The bait's on stakes inside the box, secured.
There's a lot that you can do inside your house.
There's a lot you can do as far as like something like in squirrels in the attic, and where they're coming in. They're kind of a pain to get out.
Yeah.
And but you can put like we call it one-way doors on the access points, with hardware cloth, like we do with bats. So when they exit, they just can't get back in.
Oh, interesting.
And then after that, and they've exited the attic or wherever they're at, then you can do your exclusion work.
Yeah.
And seal up those access points.
So you guys have had to deal with bats?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Not a lot. I mean, I do have one job coming up, and it's pretty much the same thing. The one-way doors.
Yeah.
A lot of times your vents aren't screened, or there's an opening.
See, if I was working for you, Brian, and you said, "Hey, we got a bat job coming up," I would tell you that I'm going to be sick that day, and then I would ask you, "What day is it?" There's just no way, dude. I'm not. I don't know how you guys do that.
This guy has no fear.
Yeah.
Me.
He'll get in there. He'll go into an
go
attic with a
anywhere.
bat flying around.
He don't care. He'll go anywhere.
What?
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. It's funny you'll call. Yeah. I usually have my hair spiked, so they won't even get to that. They won't even get that close. There's so much moose in there they can't even.
There's a couple places I've been. I'm like, you
Yeah.
got this one. I'm
Yeah.
good.
You'll do the paperwork.
Yeah.
No, he's really good at that, and I suck at that.
That's perfect.
I really do.
Perfect. you ought to bring back a couple of spiders, though. You catch them, bring them back in
I'll
a
bring
little.
back for Eileen. She'll like them.
Yeah, just let him go on his desk. But seriously, bats, you've had to.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people call them bats will get in. Just a random bat will fly through a window and be stuck to somebody's curtain. Of course, it's got to be in their bedroom.
Yeah.
It has to be. I don't know why it is like that. And then they scream, "I got a bat in my room and it's flying around. I can't get it." I'm like, wow.
Oh my God! Yeah, no. Don't call me.
So it's happened. I mean, a handful of times. We haven't got a whole lot of calls for them, but it has happened.
So you guys have been in business for 2 years now.
Yep.
We started a couple years ago.
In Northfield.
Yep.
What's the most difficult pest that you've had to deal with?
So far, there's been a time. The time-consuming jobs to actually get it under control. There's been a rat situation and the bed bugs.
Come on.
The bed bugs.
You're serious?
There's been a couple of situations where the bed bugs were like just way out of control.
If you go to Google and type in like bed bug infestation,
Stop it.
the wild stuff.
It's
Really?
Yeah, you're talking. You're walking in there. It's like something from Alfred Hitchcock. I don't know, something like that.
So I've never seen a bed bug. Can you see them?
Oh yeah,
with your eyes.
The eggs are kind of hard to see, but visibly, the adults that have been peeing, they're quite visible. They can be
I've
up.
never seen that. What do they look like?
Almost like a tick.
Almost like a tick.
Almost like a tick.
Almost
God.
like a tick. About could be the same size, round. They're kind of flat. They're nice and flat, so they get into those little tight spots when they hide. Behind your switch plates and your
Yeah, they're like a
mattress
sheet
folds.
of paper thick.
Really?
Yeah, and they're awesome at really hiding. They hide really well.
No kidding. Even in hotels.
Even in hotels. Even in hotels.
Oh, my God. So what do you do about bed bugs? Do you have a method?
A couple different treatments.
Yeah, we know we don't use heat,
Okay.
which heat is actually and I'm not putting heat down at all. It works. It
Yeah.
works really well.
Yeah.
But what we like to do, I'd like to leave a residual behind with the product we use.
Right.
So if there is something left behind, I want it to come in contact with that product 2 weeks down the road.
Yes. Oh, interesting.
You know, because the products we use, some of those products, you know, and some of the dust we use will last forever.
Yeah.
And the liquid products you use, you're going to get 3 months out of these.
But safe for your kid to sleep in that bed or whatever.
Oh yeah, there's no chemicals. I mean, there's no chemical treatments to bedding, mattresses,
Yeah.
pillows, or anything like that. But there is a treatment for the mattress.
Yeah.
But it's a non-residual product. It's non-toxic product. It's just an instant kill for the bed bugs.
Wow.
And no residuals. So nobody's going to get hurt. Nobody's going to lay their head down at night and go, holy crap.
You're right. But my version of an instant kill is the bonfire for a mattress. But
There's been some instances, well, pretty much burn the place down.
yeah,
Burn it.
right. Yeah.
I'm not coming back. Just burn it. Just burn it.
Exactly. What about some of these bigger pests, small animals?
Small animals.
They're getting into the garden. They're getting into your house. They're, whether it's a skunk, a woodchuck, raccoon, something like that. You guys have to deal with that?
Oh yeah.
We have.
It's actually that little warm session we got a week or so ago.
Yes.
Yeah. I was getting Facebook messages, phone calls.
Really?
Yeah.
For what? What
Skunks.
animals?
Skunks. Really skunks.
Skunks. It was amazing. You know how many calls we got for skunks
Really?
It's in like
within
a
the
2 week
last
period.
month or so. You know, I mean, there was one shed we took 3 skunks and a raccoon out from under. There was just other places, just skunks
They can get under the house. They can get under your
house,
your,
under your
trailer.
porch. Yeah, under your trailer.
How the hell do you do it? I mean,
Just
How do you do
we
it?
try to be
Humane.
try to be humane as possible about
Yes,
it. You know,
right.
we have a hard traps. We're not poison. We're not baiting them with anything other
Yeah.
than damn friggin' tuna fish or chicken.
right.
You know,
But you try to capture them in a have-a-heart trap
in a live trap,
and then release them somewhere far away.
Yep.
far away.
Okay.
Go lay down a back
I mean,
road.
there's been talk. You know, I did take that trapping class, and some instances, they ask you to euthanize them, or they call there's another word for
Dispatching.
it. It's freaking killing them.
Yeah. Dispatching. Yeah.
Dispatching. That's
yeah.
it.
Dispatching.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But typically, I mean, a lot of people don't want them killed. They just don't want them on their property.
Right.
So relocate them miles away, where there's in a non-residential area.
Yeah.
In a wooded area, preferably in a nice warm stream.
Luckily around here you don't have to go too far to find that.
Yeah. So one of the methods you were saying is to let them go by you just mentioned a stream, by a water supply.
Yep.
Right. I'll take them for a swim.
Yeah.
Put them in a river.
And so how does that work? What's the method for that?
And I usually open the gates, go out and get sprayed. You're not going to spray me underwater.
So if you submerge them,
They're more focused on saving their life and getting out of the water.
so they want to get out of the
Yeah,
water.
They're just trying to escape and go to safety.
So they'll come up to the surface and swim away.
Yeah, find the bank and just start walking
Yeah,
away.
walk
They're
away.
worried about getting dry, especially this time of year. It's still pretty cold out. They want to get dry, and
That's fascinating.
Yeah,
So they won't
because-
spray you.
No.
They
well, I
want
mean,
Not yet.
It's still real sketchy.
yeah, but they want to get out of the water and get away.
Yeah.
And that's their priority. They're focused more on that than they are spraying.
Oh, yeah. They just give me a nasty look when they turn around. I'm like,
I'm sure
"Ew,
they
man."
do.
That sucked, especially when it's, you just drown them. You had
But
to chip the
also-
ice away to put them in the water.
Right.
If their ass end is underwater, like
Yeah.
they're,
That's
they're going
amazing.
to spray you in the water if anything. But
So you get them in a have a heart, and then you cover them with a blanket.
Oh, yes, yes.
Does that really work?
it's
So,
worked
so far,
That's
I haven't tried it without. It will take you some time.
So, no, yeah, no thanks. But what do you? So what do? You just approach the trap and
Real slow.
It's like a little. It's like
Real slow.
Real slow.
It's like a magician with that blanket in front of you.
Because you also don't.
You don't
wanna,
see me, man.
You don't want to just throw it over and have someone's house cat in there either. Like.
Yeah, that's true too. I did have somebody take our trap and trip it and flip it upside down because apparently, I don't know, the neighbor's cat got caught in it. You know.
Oh yeah.
And we had advised the homeowner. It's like if you and they said something about their neighbor's cat. I said, well, just advise your neighbor to maybe keep the cat inside for a couple of days, or just beware of where your cat is.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
I knew a guy that had a skunk that sprayed underneath the trailer, and it just like ruined.
It's awful.
The whole. I mean, they had to move out.
It's absolutely awful.
They had to move out.
Yeah, I've had that. I've actually had that happen before. This is 30 years ago when I was living down in the valley there, and I had
just can't get this. It absorbs.
Don't
into
shoot them. Don't shoot them.
Why? What?
Like instant release.
It's horrible.
Yeah, you've got a smell that's going to be around for a little while if you.
Oh, it definitely will be. And
yeah,
I know this
brutal
from
when you're up
experience.
close. It's not the same as like driving by a dead one on the road.
No.
It's
It's more pungent.
Yeah, it's eye watering.
Well, luckily we haven't had that happen, but we've had just dealing with them it seems a little expensive, but like the stress we have to go through, just to like.
Because
when we do get sprayed,
if you get sprayed,
it's not like it's not like we just said have a heart trap, you know, and there you go. We'll wait for something. No, we have to return every day.
Yes,
we have to return to that site every day to check that trap.
Right.
Just to make sure. I mean, if there's something in there, if we set a trap this morning,
you
know, something gets caught today, I'm not going to you can't let it sit there for 3 days.
Of course.
You know, and that just really pisses people off too, believe it or not.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sure it does.
So, and that's a lot of the cost too. It's just your time.
Yeah.
It is time consuming.
Of course.
You know, we removed those 3 skunks and that raccoon. That was, of course, a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's the time we got involved. We're talking 2 weeks of
showing up there every day
one
for
job.
2 weeks.
You know, showing up every day.
PAINE Mountain Pest Control out of Northfield. You guys have a great Facebook page. We were browsing through there just a little while ago, but
it's gonna start getting active now. I mean, it's kind of hard to post stuff during the winter, or real slow, but during the summer, actually, like right now, we're gonna start getting real active with it. We'll try to put information out. I like to show, I don't know, pictures of what it can be if you don't take care of it.
And birds too. You know, we've had birds come into the barn and, you know, make their nest and
right.
You know.
Yeah, we did. I did actually. I did one. It was pretty much one bird job. It was actually pigeons that were.
Oh, there you go.
In an attic, and they were taking up residence there. Quite a few of them too. So I mean, you can't walk. You know, it's just like get out. You know, it's you know, situations are all different.
They're squatters.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. I mean, the people wouldn't mind if they were paying
Just
the
the
rent,
mess that they leave behind.
you know, it's like pay
The
damn
mess they
rent.
leave
The
behind
mess is amazing.
And stuff shit
Except there
all
was a shop
over the
vac.
floor.
Yeah.
Just trying to clean up
That-
shit.
Wow.
You know, sanitizing it.
No wonder why you guys. Yeah. I mean, this isn't a free service.
I mean, if there's a crawl space you need somebody in, I'll go in it.
Really?
All kinds of crawl spaces.
I went into a crawl space one time and had it was underneath my kitchen, and I had a rope tied to my ankle. I'm serious. I'm not joking. And I'm like, dude, let me tell you, if something happens, because
Why start screaming, start pulling?
Oh yeah, it was a super super tight space. And I'm like, you know, yeah. And of course, it was so tight that I couldn't even, you know, turn over or even come up on my
Right. Oh, yeah.
on my elbows.
There's a lot of those, especially the old houses. I mean,
yeah. And I got in there. I don't know how far in I was. I don't know, 25, 30 feet, something like that. And I had a spider that was huge, biggest spider I've ever seen.
that's the kind of unsettling, isn't it?
Yeah, it was just
it's like facing you and growling.
Growling, yeah, raising the hair on the back of its neck and showing its teeth, and I, you know, and it's just a couple inches away from me, and I was like, pull. And they pulled me out of there, but they waited a little bit. They were laughing first, and that really pissed me
You're like,
off.
oh, I'm going to finish my beer first, then we'll get them out.
Yeah, exactly. Don't do that. Don't do that. So you've had to get in some tight spots then.
Yes, yeah. And you know, because sometimes that's where your carpenter ant damage can be too.
Yeah, you got to go find it.
And that not only spiders, people just hate spiders. They want you in that close and kill them all.
Sure.
You know, and not only that, you get your rats, your mice. You got to get into those situations. I mean, there's just so many different variables to pest control.
Yeah.
Situations. There's just so many different situations too.
Now, are you guys looking for help?
No, not at this point.
Not at this point. All right. So if you had to pick up the phone and say, Scott, I really need you on this job, man. You got to get over here, and it's whatever.
We do.
Spider job or whatever.
We work on jobs together.
Yeah.
You know, get him out of the office.
What's he afraid of the most?
I don't know. I see his eyes open up.
His eyes open up
to that skunk.
Like if you turn around, there's something staring you in your face.
Yes.
That'll.
Yeah, big old milk snake, 6-foot milk snake staring you in the eye.
That's never happened.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to deal with snakes?
I mean, it scared the crap out of me too.
You've had to deal with snakes.
There's a place down south that we take care of, and it's got an old rock wall. You know, walk up these rock stairs, and I looked, and there's a snake about eye level right in the rock.
Stop it. Oh, dude, that's my last day working for you guys. I'll tell you right now.
Or,
yeah.
You know, starts to crawl up your pant leg, you know, and
makes
you do that dance. You know that little girl dance you're doing? You know,
yes, I do. Where both feet come off the ground at the same time. Yes, right. Yeah, I have this huge black rubber spider. It's probably 8-10 inches wide. Huge. Strung it up with some fishing line, and had it go up over a pulley right above the door. And when Sherilyn came home, I was hiding behind one of the tool cases and lowered that down right on top of her. And both feet came up off the ground at the same time, which was amazing. She was airborne.
That is funny.
But it sounds like you guys are going to be shifting gears here into busy mode.
We are going to be shifting into busy mode.
Yep.
Starting real soon.
Okay. So,
and don't mind it at all.
What's the most unusual phone call that you think you've received in the last 2 years? Have you received one that's made you kind of scratch your head and figure out, all right, not sure how we're going to deal with this? Never heard this one before?
I have. What was it? Somebody called. They're getting vet. So we got to go and do an inspection. You know, and there's nothing there. And I don't know what that is. Psychological.
Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, you start talking about something. You start talking about lice. You start talking about, and you're going to start going, oh crap, my head itches.
Yes.
The bed bug talk. I start.
Yes.
Yeah. There's been situations where it has been psychological, and there's really nothing there.
Wow.
And they insist that there is, and they're like, we don't give a shit. Just come spray something. I'm like, I'm not just going to come in out and just start spraying.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we don't care. Just spray. We don't care what you spray. Just spray it.
Wow.
Like, I'm sorry. That's really not.
Yeah. That's so interesting that you say that, though, because if we start talking about snakes, and then I'll start looking under the desk. I'm serious.
No, it happens a lot. You know, it happens a lot, and people get on that kick. Well, there's something in here.
Yeah.
And it's just, there was a baffling thing. I went to this house, and something had crapped in the couch. It was some kind of. I didn't know what it was because I had no idea what it was. She's like, something's pooping in here. I was like, I don't know. I mean, how big are your kids? I don't know.
Right.
No, come to find out, I was baffled. I'm like, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
And apparently I had left, still baffled.
Sure.
Didn't find anything. No entry points. Didn't know what the hell was going on.
Wow.
She had called me that following day, and her housekeeper had mentioned to her that she had removed a frog from that living room. I'm like, a frog? I see now. I learned something that day.
You guys
I
got to
know.
start.
I know what frog shit looks like.
Yeah, good. You should start writing this stuff down and put a little book together.
That was just a unique situation for me, and I'm like, all right, I just learned something today.
Some stuff people don't want to hear about.
Yeah,
No.
I'm sure.
You take a picture off the wall, and you think everything's dead, and it starts moving.
Yeah,
No.
yes, yeah. It's kind of crazy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, that was behind there.
So for Clusterflies right now, this is not the season.
Not typically the season. I would recommend
Couple months.
a full service in the spring. Anyways, just to prevent, not just any flies. We're talking the wasps.
Right.
You know,
So we could do that now.
we could do now. We'll be starting in April, end of April, depending on the weather.
So pardon the pun here, but we could kill a couple of birds with one stone. So.
Yes, you could.
Okay.
That's why we have seasonal services. It's once a month, May through October.
Yeah.
Just come do the exterior of your home, and if needed, we'll do in the interior too. But sometimes, if you get control on the outside, you're pretty good. I think. I mean, it's my opinion, but some people like the inside done too. And it's just doing inspection sometimes on the inside. Set
Right.
up your monitors, and make sure there's nothing going on.
So I have in my little barn, all wood, all rough cut, old wood. I've noticed. I've looked around. And I've noticed this super fine sawdust on stuff. I mean, it's like fine, like baby powder.
Right.
I mean, it's
I would say it's probably powder post beetles.
a powder post beetle.
No, I mean, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Just from experience, that's what it
Tiny
sounds
little
like.
holes.
Tiny
Tiny
little
holes.
holes. Yes.
Yeah.
In the old timbers, and you'll notice some tiny holes, and little, maybe piles on the floor, a little line coming down from them holes with that little,
Yes.
that little
straight
sawdust.
line. Yes. Exactly. What do I need to do? Obviously, I need to have you guys come over at some point.
You come over and do an inspection. Just
Make sure the screwdriver doesn't go all the way
the
through the
screwdriver
beam.
doesn't go
All
right through the log. If it does, I replace a log. Don't even trade it. I mean, I could trade it for you, but I'd just be wasting your money.
Yes. So you give a little inspection, and then what?
Do an inspection, see what the damage is, see if anything really needs to be replaced, or can it just be treated?
Is it too far gone? We're not
Depend-
going to charge
you know,
if it's too far gone.
Depending on the integrity of the wood.
Good to know.
And yeah, I mean, do you want to keep the barn? Do you want it to last?
Right.
It's totally up to you, but I mean, there is a service for that.
Yeah. Of course.
It's just going to prevent any reinfestation of the beetles into the wood.
So how do you get rid of that? Somebody told me the boric acid.
There is a product called Borcare. It's pretty much boric acid. A lot of boric acid is used for a lot of different things.
Okay.
There's boric acids in a lot of our chemicals, or like our dust.
Yeah.
Stuff that we put into the walls. We use it for carpenter ants.
Yeah.
It can be used for a number of different pests.
But just throwing some boric acid on the wood is not going to do it.
No.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
All right. So what
not in my
do you guys do? How would you deal with this?
It's a liquid application. We go in and clean off all the woods
Yeah.
to begin with, all the beams, with the water, rinse them all down.
Yeah.
Then we mix a product 50-50. It's a pretty thick product that is, and it's called Borcare.
Okay.
And we apply that to almost where it's running off. Then we'll just let it dry there. And that product will, like I said, prevent any product from reinfesting. You still might see some activity, some sawdust for a few years.
Really?
But they won't be reinfesting the wood. Because once they're in there, they're already in there.
Yeah. It's not like you.
It's
So
not
if they're
going to soak through the beam to get to them.
that's what I'm trying to say. So if they're in there, they're in there.
Yes.
Are these like microscopic?
They're visible. I'm trying to think exactly what, they're pencil lead, the end of a pencil.
Okay.
I
Oh,
mean,
all right.
They're fairly tiny.
Okay.
That hole
Are
is
they
no
eat-
more
are
than
they
30
eating?
seconds. They're burrowing through the wood.
They're burrowing through the wood, and then
Lay their
what do they?
eggs.
They lay their eggs
and then
inside.
they're burrowing, and they're coming out, and so they're digging that hole and pushing that sawdust out.
Wow.
And it'll just stop them. I mean, we've had pretty good luck with that.
You have.
Yes, in the past. Recently I haven't done a lot, but
My brother was replacing some clapboard on his house, and got down into the into the sill and down into the carrier beam. It was just full of these powder post beetles, and had to cut it out and replace it all. Huge,
Was it tunneling
huge job.
tunneling through the wood? Or,
Yeah.
I mean, like cavities. Like
Yes.
okay, some of that. I mean,
Could have been some carpenter
I
ants.
would say that's probably carpenter ants.
And
I'm just
these-
guessing.
A lot of these families, they get along with each other.
They do.
They can coexist in
They
the same beam.
coexist. And they can, yeah. They can do a lot. I mean, they like that create a lot of damage.
Wow. Are you guys connected with any carpenters or that where you guys
I do.
can say,
I do have a few friends, and
where you can say, hey, you got to get this replaced.
they'll call.
Okay.
They'll call and say, hey, we like you said, we took the siding off, took the clapboard off. We noticed this damage,
Right.
Or we noticed all these ants running around, and they're carrying these little white things. Well, yeah, that's their eggs.
Wow.
And they're just transferring. They're moving their colony now. You just pissed them off. And,
Oh, wow.
yeah,
Wow.
and then we'd get quite a few of those calls, from contractors, carpenters doing some work, and a lot of it. I mean, if you have any moisture damage anywhere, I've been paying attention to that.
And that'll attract ants too.
Yeah, the
Because
moisture.
where there's moisture, there's
There's
life.
moisture and wood. There's likely to be carpenter ants.
Yeah. There's a lot to this.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot to this.
There's a lot of different things. That's why you need to keep reading. I need to refresh my brain
Right.
quite often to
Right.
keep up with everything.
Listen, we've had the chickens before in the yard. We've done this multiple times, and once again, Sherilyn says to me this year, "We got to get the chickens so we can take care of the ticks. We got to get it. We got to get 1,000 chickens running around the yard, shitting everywhere, because they'll kill the ticks."
They'll eat off all the ticks. Yeah, I mean,
What-
They will eat off
I don't
insects.
want the chickens. I don't want the chickens.
you don't want
Brian.
the chickens or the ticks.
I don't. Right. So, can you guys come over? What do you do? Do you come over and spray the lawn?
This is the same thing as mosquito
It's
treatment.
similar to
Is
a
it?
mosquito treatment. It's a perimeter of the property,
Okay.
and we recommend keep your lawn mowed.
That's true.
Keep it mowed down, 3 to 4 inches, because they're typically not going to hang out in your lawn.
Right.
Because they love the taller grass, and that's what we would treat the perimeter of your property. I mean, the grass can be treated, depending on, your gardening. It all depends on your house.
But whatever it is that you're spraying will kill ticks.
Yes.
I
And
think.
kill multiple, and that helps with your spiders too. It'll help with your ants. It'll help with a number of different insects. You use this one product, I mean, it's going to take care of a variety of insects for you.
We spend so much money on the damn tick collars for our cats and our dogs. Do you know what these collars cost right now? They're huge.
Are
money.
they? I have no idea, honestly.
I just brought my dog to the
Stupid.
vets, and they're trying to sell me collars and all kinds of stuff. to go with
it.
too.
And the topical treatments and everything, just crazy amount of money.
I heard, those flea treatments. What is that?
Still recommend them
Yeah.
because
it is pricey.
Sure.
you're going to treat only a certain distance into your property line,
Right.
and if you want to take your dog for a hike in the woods, there's
Exactly.
still that stuff.
Oh, that too.
I wouldn't say call us. We're going to completely stop it. No,
Yeah.
still treat your animals.
But with 2 cats and a dog, they bring the ticks into the house.
Right.
I mean, we've found
I've
a tick
seen
in
it.
our bed.
Yeah, I've seen
before.
it. Seen
So
it happen, or heard of it happening.
Yeah.
I haven't had it in my house.
it's a huge pain in the ass.
Just because of obviously what we do, every time I take my dogs for a hike, I lay them right down on the porch, go through them,
Yeah.
and plenty of times
Check 'em for
pulling
ticks.
2, 3 of them off, and
Yeah. Oh, sure. Pulled one off of Lulu's her eyebrow yesterday. I mean, it's a huge job. But it's interesting. You got the same application that will fight mosquitoes, ticks.
The mosquitoes tick. There's a different application.
Yeah.
It's pretty much the same product. It's
Yeah.
just how it's applied.
How it's applied. Yeah. Interesting. But literally, you would go through. You could spray a lawn for ticks. Wow. Or the perimeter.
I mean, you
We
can
just
do
try
the
to
whole
stick
lawn,
with the
but
perimeter.
the perimeter is probably
if you're like you said, if you maintain your yard,
Yeah.
you don't need to do your yard. You can just do the perimeter yard. Do a 4 or 5 foot span. Outside the perimeter of your yard.
Are you guys hearing that the tick season is particularly bad this year?
I haven't heard that yet, but
I don't think it's warm enough.
last year
People
it
aren't-
was.
What's that now?
I don't think it's warm enough. People haven't really
Yeah.
been outside to notice it yet.
Yeah.
But I did see from like first year to second year, we did get a lot more calls for ticks.
Yeah, I'm sure.
There's predictions out there, but I just haven't read them.
Yeah.
And
You know, in the-
people don't
in the
call
state-
until they were running into the issue.
Yes,
People,
right. And that's probably one of the biggest points that we're making today is that don't wait until you have a problem.
yeah, don't wait till you have Lyme disease to
That's it.
call the doctor.
That's right. That's right.
Right. No, there's customers we have where we're just going to, we're going to send them a notice. We're going to be showing up,
Right.
and they won't even hesitate. They're like, yeah, just
That's part
just
of
come.
it. It's just part of life.
Yeah, just do your thing every month.
Yeah.
You
And
know, and they won't have
we're
to worry
trying to
about
work on, like, we're building a website now.
Yes.
And part of the company we use for all our scheduling and billing, and it manages our travel.
Right.
So it like groups places together. So we spend, the least on, most efficient for us. And
Yeah.
it does it all. So we're trying to implement our website in with that.
Yeah.
So our customer, if you want to be a new customer, you fill out your information. Then it will have like
Smart.
say
Very smart.
Wednesdays. We're kind of like, this is kind of our route. If we have an opening hour or two, and if you want us to stop at your house, click on that.
Very smart.
He's got it on his phone where he checks it every time he leaves the house. What's the next stop? And if you're,
Efficiency.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if we got an open window and we're in your area and you can pull up and click your own,
Right.
it'll pop right up on his phone saying, hey, stop here.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
So when's that, will you let us know when that launches?
yeah.
That
Oh,
way.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's just kind of like the company we work with, seeing who they can be
Sure.
affiliated with and just doing all the logistics of that and making
Sure.
it sync together
Yeah,
pretty well.
that's all him.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Of course. You would screw that up
I
brutally.
would. I
Brian.
mean,
My God.
Yeah, I would.
What a train wreck that would be.
You're not kidding, man.
So if somebody calls you and says, "Hey, you guys are pest control. I get this huge, big ass black bear that's getting into my bird feeder every night," that's a different thing.
Yeah,
That
call
is-
the game warden.
Yeah. Take your bird feeder down.
Thank you for coming in here, boys. It's been fun chatting with you. Good luck with everything.
We thank you very much.
How do we reach you now? Obviously, PAINE Mountain Pest Control out of Northfield. You guys have a phone number. You have a Facebook page.
Yeah, Facebook, PAINE Mountain Pest Control, PAINE Mountain Pest Control at gmail.com, 802.
793-5781.
Look at that razor sharp memory from this dude right here.
Damn right.
You guys were great. Thank you so
Awesome.
much for coming in here.
We thank you.
We appreciate it, man. Be well. Take good care. God bless.
Thanks now.
All right. Good luck on the season. PAINE Mountain Pest Control this time around on Aired Out.